There is too much fighting. Come and see, there is here. See. Where's Egypt?
It's a bullet hole.
Yes.
So somebody shot from the outside in.
Yes.
Since the end of last year, Lebanon has been paralyzed by a political and economic crisis.
The people of this country are no strangers to destruction. A quick glimpse.
Salam alaikum from Beirut, Lebanon, the capital city again, where the recent explosion of the ports left 300,000 homeless, 6,000 to 7,000 injured, and tragically 200 dead. Today, meeting up with a man I met last time called Jimmy, and we're going to go down to another city. I'm going to get his perspective, get other people's perspective on the ground here. He's going to pick me up now. We're going to drive down. I last met him 2.5 years ago when I was here, so it'll be nice to see him, get his perspective of what's going on here, not just with the explosion, but with the economy collapsing, sanctions, refugee crisis. Lebanon's always been renowned for taking in refugees. They're very, very helpful people, but now, sadly, many of the Lebanese people are becoming refugees themselves and they need the help. But it's going to be interesting to get the perspective of Jimmy. So let's go meet Jimmy now and head on south. So we've driven out of Beirut and we've come up to a township called Jazid. Some of you might remember this man, Jimmy, local man. When I was here 2 years ago, Jimmy was my main man here. He showed me around and really left a good taste in my mouth about the country. But Jimmy, things have changed. Yep. I was here in 2018. The country had its problems, of course, but now it's impossible to ignore. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Well, yeah, it is fair. Back then, the problems were more or less just political. Now it's financial, political. It's no strategy whatsoever to go out of that hole that we're in. A lot of people, and the people who are young, there is no ground for them to really put their dreams on. I think you felt it this time when you came, and like the difference between that positivity you saw the first time and all this amazing people in this amazing country, how this time it's different. The people have felt really miserable the past 2 years, more or less. We need you back here. When you were here, things were better. We need you back.
2 years ago, you wouldn't have thought about leaving Lebanon, would you?
At all.
No, you were very, I remember you talking about how
I really love that
lots
country.
of people were leaving, but you wanted to stay, and
Of
because
course.
this is your homeland and everything. But nowadays, things are different. You're thinking about time to get out.
Yeah, I'm thinking to get out when I can, because it's really, it might be livable for some people still, but by seeing that the middle class is really forced to get out and really forced to obey this really heartbroken financial problem, banking system, and all that, it's not the right choice for me right now to build on and keep improving myself and the environment I live in.
I've met many people on this trip, and sadly the narrative I'm getting from the overwhelming majority is that Lebanon's going down very fast in all manners.
My concern is not that we're going down. My concern is that we don't see that we have a strategy on how to get out. I mean, if we have a strategy that is being applied right now with a good outcome in like 5 years, I wouldn't think of leaving. That's how much I'm attached to that country and those people.
In a nutshell, you're telling me that you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, and that's the main problem, because I mean, going down or up, it's a phase. On a personal scale, on a society scale, and on a country scale, it varies. We adapt, but we adapt for a purpose, and this is what's lacking in Lebanon. It's the purpose of the whole policy in the country. I mean, in every country you have opposite sides, but one of them decides something and do it. Well, here in Lebanon, we really lack of decision making.
Okay, so we've come further into the township here, and we've met a local knife seller, Antoine. And so you have a lot of knives here. What is your main customer base?
There is American people, European people, there is from the Gulf people, there is our ministry here. I have so many customers from the government, Lebanese government. During the last visit of Emmanuel Macron to Lebanon, our president admit him a sword.
So this is a similar knife that was given to Macron.
Yeah, similar issue.
Wow.
Here, we write here, Son Excellence l'État français Emmanuel Macron, Jésus Lebanon.
Wow.
Come and see how we are making this one. We make a heart, we fitted this one here. After we polish it, do you see? Is the lamb for this sword there. This is, I made it.
And how long does it take from the start to finish?
14 days. Each day is about 7 hours, 8 hours. This, my grandfather made this one. It's a copper plated.
And in what year were these made?
It's 1942.
Wow. You've lived in this area your whole life?
In 1976, I lived to Saudi Arabia. I worked for 17 years there. I studied in the United States in 1971. In 1992, I left Saudi Arabia to Lebanon. There is too much problem in our area between Israeli people, and there is a South Lebanese army here. There is too much fighting. Come and see, there is here. See.
It's a bullet hole.
Yes.
So somebody shot from the outside in.
Yes.
In 5 years' time, do you think that Lebanon will be in a better situation than it is now, or a worse situation?
Yeah, sure. We'll hope that. We'll hope that. There is so many instruction from the foreign people, especially America and Iran. Still, we are suffering to see our future. Maybe nothing will continue as is. Something will change. It will come a change after some time.
So the problems, the recession, you believe are caused by international pressure?
Yeah, there is international pressure from virus
Coronavirus.
Everywhere in the world.
Right.
I visited United States before 3-4 months ago.
Okay.
They are suffering there.
Whereabouts did you go in the United States?
Houston, Texas. There is so many reasons for that. Not only Corona.
Right.
There is a drop, economy drop. There is a recession. There is inflation. There is so many reasons. But there is so much interfering from outside to Lebanon. This is from Civil War.
So these are shells here, polished.
I cut this one, small pieces.
You're cutting the old shells
Yes, we
and you're
collect
putting
this
them in
one.
the handles.
Yeah, I'll
the
make it
swords.
like this one. See this one.
Where are these from?
From here
this-
during our civil war
Right.
in our area.
It's very symbolic.
Yes.
It's kind of like your fight is in the sword, right?
Never I fight. Never.
Never, yeah.
Never. I am a civil man.
Right.
I am against the war or any trouble.
All wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world. We like to be in peace and to cooperate with all the people.
So you don't like conflict. So in a country where conflict is happening a lot,
Yes.
how do you cope?
كيف أنت فيك تحافظ على هذا السلام ببلد كل الوقت
In your spirit, in your soul. Never you can change your life. What for to fight and to kill other people?
Yes.
You can negotiate it with yeah.
Shukran.
Everybody.
Shukran. Goodbye.
Nice
Thank you.
to meet you.
Cheers. really cool to see that whole process. Lovely man, you know, full of love and peace, and doesn't want conflict. You know, he says the country's in a bad way, but he's hopeful that things will improve. So we've come to another man's shop, Jean On, and he's selling vegetables and things, so we'll see what it's like from his side of the story. Okay, so Jean, I've been around and I've met a few other vegetable sellers. I was told that it's very hard to sell vegetables now than it was several months ago. Is that the same for you?
أصعب لأننا شوي هلا غالي. يعني كلفتها علينا نحن.
Because the fruit and vegetables got more expensive, the people's need and the buying amount of people is less. So instead of taking, for example, 4 kilos, they're taking just their needs, so which is a half a kilo more, for example, because it's more expensive. That's why the profit they make is like to the ground.
And how is that affecting your life?
كيف عم تأثر على حياتك؟
أكيد هلا بتصير بدك تعيش وضع اقتصادي شوي ضعيف.
You need to start searching for like other options of income more than the shop and the vegetables and the fruits. He works as much as he can, his wife works as much as she can, and together they can really pass through that crisis together.
هلا يعني بهالوضع هذا مثلا ماشي الحال. بس عم نطمح للأحلى.
He has hope and he's seeing that the country is slowly trying to recover. So that's why he thinks that that system is good for now, because he can see like a bright end at the end.
Those are the negative things. And what's your favorite parts about Lebanon?
شيء منيح بلبنان مناخ أول شيء مناخ لبنان لا يعلى عليه مناخ لبنان.
He has a beauty of the nature. He has the beauty of the people, how they behave together, especially. The main thing that Lebanon has is how the Lebanese people help each other. He gave an example where one of the shops in Jazin in the past got burned, and then every citizen of Jazin paid like 10,000, 15,000, and they renovate their place and they fill it with whatever he's selling, and then he was back in business. He saw the same thing after the explosion, when from all parties in Lebanon came to the street and start cleaning and searching and all that. That help that we get each other back is what makes Lebanon that great.
Camaraderie.
Yes, and he thinks because we have that, this is why he sees a bright future.
Beautiful, beautiful. Shukran, thank you.
Merci.
Merci.
We are very happy.
You're happy?
Oui?
You're
Yes,
very happy?
Yes, I am very happy.
Oh, I miss those.
Wait.
David Reed.
Shukran. How much do we owe you?
واصل شباب ولا.
He's saying welcome, it's on me. I will not take any change.
Wow.
شباب الوجوه الطيبة تفضل.
He just said that we just met beautiful faces, and unable to thank us, he will give us these water, and thank you so much, Anjad.
Well, the pleasure's ours.
As you can see, the amount of product he has inside is not really the usual amount in the shop. That's because of the recession. So he said, yeah, we hope that we renew our clientele, we renew our product, and then we flourish again as a country.
So Jimmy, this town has been quite positive, the people that we've spoken to today.
Yep.
They seem to have a brighter outlook and compared to the people I've met in, let's say, Tripoli or Beirut. What are your favorite things about Lebanon? Just to help people at home understand, even though throughout all these hardships, what do you like the most about your country, politics aside?
I mean, just sitting in the car, driving in any direction you feel like it in Lebanon, you would see mountains, you would see sea levels. There's something special in this country where it's a combination of a lot of things. The potential and creativity that these people have, this combination, this fusion of inputs can be a beautiful, positive outcome that has a lot of impact on the society, on the people's mind, on the country as a whole.
You seem very close with the people that you talk to, Jimmy.
Thank you.
You seem like you know each other, like old friends.
Well, that's one of the really good things about the Lebanese people, is that they are so friendly with each other.
So there's problems when it comes to identity and maybe religion, but at the end of the day, many people can sit down together and squash the differences, and they can get on and smile and get on together.
We're seeing that more and more all over the country. On a scale of the political side, it suddenly explodes, and like you have strict line between this party and this party. But when you go down to the micro scale of the people, you seriously don't know which one belongs where.
So we've just come to this huge restaurant, kind of, it feels kind of like a country club area. I want to show, a bit of this side of Lebanon. I know this whole trip is mainly around the kind of humanitarian side and the difficulties and the struggles, and there are people going through very hard times. But while I am here, I do want to show, places like this with beautiful views, families playing. So we're just sitting down to a meal with Jimmy and Jimmy's wife and her friend. So it's nice to see this kind of young social scene along the side of everything. Absolutely beautiful. Important to emphasize the beauty of the nature in Lebanon. I know that the other videos that I've been making, they do give off a very negative and a very sad story which is taking place in Lebanon, and that is a very true story. Even talking to the shopkeepers just now, they're affected up here. They did seem to be significantly more positive to what the future might hold for the country and for them than other places that we visited, whether it's Tripoli or Beirut. But I just wanted to show this side of things, and obviously show that there are still places like this functioning. The man there in the sword shop was a really nice guy. He's traveled all over the world. He's been to New Zealand. It was really beautiful to hear him talk about, conflict, that's not us. Maybe that's how parts of Lebanon are viewed. I mean, from a personal perspective, I was just in Tripoli. If you saw that video, when there was a rapid gunfire literally meters in front of us, and we had to hide in a political office, to kind of get out of there. They were apparently celebrating, but people were injured. Somebody was shot in the back, another man was injured, there was a few other casualties. So it's a very contradicting country. One minute you're in a place like this and you feel, you could be anywhere. Could be in, the Californian wine country. Could be in parts of Europe, it could be Spain. And then you take a 2-hour drive from here and you're in a city where people are firing off weapons in the street, hitting the side of buildings where families are eating their lunch and things. It's very contradictory country. But overall, the people that I've come across so far is that there is a very strong sense of camaraderie here, and the people treat each other like they've known each other for forever, They come across as brothers or sisters.
And they would say, you have to come to us, we will take you to the right places.
Yeah.
Great to see Jimmy again after the past 2 years. We got a full spread of all different kinds of food. It cost, with the insane inflation rate, you saw there were Audi R8s and there were Maseratis, Mercedes, you name it, and extremely high quality food, very good service, drinks for everybody, beautiful fresh food. All of that cost $25 US. That's the black market exchange rate, the official exchange rate. That should be costing $124 for that meal. That's the official rate, but the black market rate is $25. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. We're going to another part of Lebanon in a remote area near the northeast border, near Syria. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and look after yourselves.